If your family's like mine, you all have traditional dishes that you like to cook, and we have one at our home that actually my daughter has perfected. It's roasted rosemary potatoes with garlic, and there's a special condiment that goes with it that I think just kicks it up a notch. Welcome to All Things Food. I'm John Woods, and I love to cook, but I cook to love. And I really enjoy cooking side dishes. In this series of videos, we're going to explore some of the great side dishes that will go with any entree from A to Z. So let's talk food. So what is this special recipe? It's really easy. We're going to have some B-size red potatoes. You can use any kind of a small potato. I'm going to quarter these. Now some of these are a little larger than I want them to be, so I'm going to cut that one into 6 equal parts. Little smaller ones, so I'm going to just cut that once. You just kind of have to use common sense on this. We want these to be about equal size because remember, consistency in cutting equals consistency in cooking. We want everything to cook about the same time. Have our potatoes there, and then we have some fresh rosemary. I love rosemary. We grow it a lot at the house. I'm going to strip that off the stem. Take my little knife, bunch it all together as best I can. Chop it up fairly fine. I have to be real fine with it. I'm going to throw that over into my onto my potatoes. I have a few little more that I already cut up earlier. Throw that in there. So we have our potatoes, our fresh rosemary, and then we need some fat to roast these. We'll do a little bit of olive oil, maybe about a tablespoon. Help if I took the lid off of it there. About a tablespoon of olive oil. And then I'm going to use a tablespoon of melted butter just for a little extra flavor. And the olive oil keeps that butter from burning. I'll mix that all together. These are really delicious, by the way. And then I'm going to take a little bit of kosher salt. Remember, we don't use iodized salt. You know the reason for that. Sprinkle a little bit of salt on that. Stir it up again. Put it on a sheet pan. We'll stick this in an oven at about 400 degrees, 375 to 400. Probably going to take maybe 30 minutes. We're going to monitor this because sometimes some potatoes cook a little quicker, take a little longer than others. So we're just going to have to monitor this. So let's run this to the oven and we'll come back and I'm going to share with you the secret sauce that's really going to make these potatoes outstanding to your family and guests. Now one ingredient, very important ingredient I almost forgot to add, and I caught myself here, a little bit of fresh garlic. Throw that in as well and stir it in. That's really going to make it nice. That's the reason we call them garlic roasted potatoes, rosemary potatoes. They wouldn't be that if we didn't put the garlic in or the rosemary. So I'm going to mix all that in and we're going to put that on the sheet pan and we're going to put it in the oven and I'll be right back. So what's the secret little sauce or condiment that makes these potatoes so special at my home and with some of our guests? It's so simple. Now my daughter taught me this, and if she watches this video, I hope I do it exactly right. If I don't, I'll hear from her, I'm certain. So we have a couple basic ingredients. We have about a cup of mayonnaise. We have some sour cream. I'm going to put maybe about 1/4 of a cup in there. We'll just kind of eyeball that here. Then I have some chopped jalapenos. Now, the jalapenos will add a little zing or kick to it. Again, it's according to the way you like it. I like a good bit. So that's about a good tablespoon and a half there. We're going to mix this up. And this is really good on a lot of things. As I said, roasted potatoes, use it on asparagus, any kind of vegetable, even put it on a sandwich. It's a simple little sauce. You can make it in just a matter of minutes with jalapenos, mayonnaise, and sour cream. The sour cream, by the way, cuts some of the tartness and the sting of the jalapenos. So let's go check on our potatoes, see how they're coming, and we'll go from there. So there you have it. There's our garlic roasted rosemary potatoes. I'm going to put some of those on a plate over here. A little sprig of rosemary just to garnish the plate. And can you imagine a big old filet mignon here or some other beautiful piece of meat? Watch that, that's hot there. And then I'm going to come over here, and then here's some of my Lucinda's creamy horseradish sauce. And I hope I did her proud on this. I'm gonna put just a little bit on the plate. And I can hardly wait to taste this. That smells so good. So before I try these beautiful roasted rosemary potatoes with the creamy horseradish sauce, I'm gonna share with you a little secret. If you go to the store, you can buy this Tone's rosemary seasoning. I love this stuff. Rosemary garlic seasoning. And it's really good on these potatoes. We made our own little homemade recipe today with just salt and garlic. But I'd recommend trying to find this in the store. It's marvelous on these potatoes. I never leave home without this. Now, I'm dying to try these potatoes. This is part of my series on 50 easy side dishes that you'll love to cook. Thank you for watching today. If you learned something today, whether it's just on the potatoes or the wonderful sauce, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this video with friends. And I'll see you next time on All Things Food. I love to cook, but I cook to love. You know, sometimes even on All Things Food, we make mistakes and we have the privilege of going back on the video and correcting it if we catch the mistake. And well, you know, to confess something is divine, I guess. So I did forget one key ingredient, and that was the jalapeno juice. This really, really makes it. And I'd hate for my daughter to see this video and see that I left out the juice. And so I'm gonna put the little jalapeno juice in there. And we're gonna get this exactly the way it should be. See you next time, and I'll try not to make a mistake.